Before I started the coaching sessions, I struggled with understanding how my skill set correlated into the sustainability market today. Having been with the same company and the same industry for 12 years, I felt stuck and I didn't know how I could translate my skills to help other businesses or other companies. And having since gone through the course now, I do feel that I have a more clear sense of what value I bring to the table, what skill set I bring to the table, and how to frame myself in this ever-changing sustainability landscape. I know where I can fit now. So I'm really glad I did the course. I am a details person. I like to write things down, and a lot of the tools and templates from the coaching course are interactive. So you can edit them in Excel or Google Sheets. You can print them out and write in them as you're going through the course. And that was really helpful for me. I even printed some out and I have them in a binder. I have them in my Google Drive for when I'm not in the course, I can refer back to them. And it's really helpful because you're going through the course and maybe you're not at each step yet, but at some point you will be. And so I found myself going back and referencing a lot of the homework and reference tools over and over again. That's been a really nice tool to have in my tool belt. Interacting with the group, that was my favorite part of the whole session, was those weekly calls with the group. Now in alumni status, I miss that part. I miss connecting with them every week. And it was nice because everyone was in a different stage. And so you kind of found people that were around the same, they were going through the course along with you. And then some people would be further ahead. And it was nice to be able to pick their brain and say, hey, when you were at this step, what did it feel like for you? Or maybe they weren't at that step yet and they were asking you for advice. So that was really great. And I met a lot of fantastic people. It was wonderful networking and relationship building, and I still keep up with them on LinkedIn today, and I track all their successes, and it just feels like a nice group of people cheering you on and supporting you. So that was my favorite part, honestly. Ooh, my personal brand, that was a hard one for me because I went into coaching and I wasn't sure what my personal brand was. And through the course, Shannon tells you can only be one version of yourself on LinkedIn. You can only be one version of yourself on LinkedIn. And that was really a challenge. And through the course, the whole time answering the questions, going through the steps, I was thinking, what is my personal brand? There is only one of you on LinkedIn. Maybe you can make different versions of a resume or an application, but there's only one you on LinkedIn. And that really helped me frame how I want to be perceived and what I really want. So I feel like I have a much stronger brand on LinkedIn. I've been contacted by more, recruiters, more folks in the industry, and I've really tried to focus in on my brand. Whereas before, I think I was all over the place. Having Shannon as a facilitator is like getting gold mine of information every time you go to a session. And so I tried to make every one of the group coaching calls as many times as I could, because you never know what someone's going to ask. You never know what you're going to learn from that call. And Shannon is really good at being very clear, very direct. And if someone, went off topic a little bit, she's really good at redirecting. And it was nice because at the beginning of every call, she'd ask what each person wanted to get to talk about. And sometimes, you're sitting in the call thinking, how are we going to get on all these 10 things that everyone wants to talk about? And somehow in that time frame, Shannon manages to touch on everything that each person wanted to know. And if she didn't, she followed it up in the group with the chat and the Q&A and the community that we have. But it was really productive, and I didn't ever feel like I was just sitting and listening to something that wasn't relevant to me. She made a way for everything to be relevant to everyone. Shannon really encourages you to find an accountability buddy outside of the program. And she wants you to have that connection in your personal life and professional life and take it outside of the group. And I'm really glad I did it because it helped me make sure that I had time every week, because it's so easy to just push it aside, not have time, your life gets busy. But if you have an accountability buddy, that's someone holding you accountable, making sure that you go through the steps with you, and you don't feel as alone going through the program. So I'm really glad I did it.